So we can start now. So see. Our today's topic, we are going to understand what is called distance and what is called displacement. So see, first we will understand what is called distance. So there is something called real length, length, real length, and in case of displacement, there is something called shortest length. Suppose there is a point A, this point A, and this is point B, and you are going from point A to point B using this path. This is called path. So very simple, it is very simple. When you talk about the real length, I mean original distance of the path, original length of the path, that is called as distance. So distance is nothing but original length of the path. So it means you cover this, you follow this, you follow, and you take any measurement in a device and you keep on measuring this. So this total length when you will measure, so total length of original path, that you will say as distance. But what about displacement? Displacement is the shortest length. So it can be there or it can be imaginary. Between 2 points it can be there or it can be imaginary. So this is going to be the shortest path. For example, suppose this is your home and suppose this is your school. So suppose in your city, wherever you are staying, government is telling that okay, this is your road, like this you will reach. Okay, so distance is going to be this part, then this part, then this part, then this part, this part, this part, this part. I mean total part you have to add. But displacement will be from here to here, the shortest distance. Whether it is possible or not does not matter. Okay. So displacement means shortest distance between 2 points. Shortest distance. Whether it is possible or not does not matter. But distance means the real path. The real path. For example, we will solve some questions. Like this is the question. Suppose there is a point, there is a person, and this person is traveling like this. No, suppose it is traveling, like this. So this is point A and this is point B, and person is following this path. Suppose this name is path 1. So question will be like, a person is walking, a person is walking on the path 1 as shown in the diagram. So what will be the distance and displacement? So see, you have to find out the original length of the path. So that is going to be your distance. And what is displacement? From point A to point B, the direct join, that will be your displacement. So actually consider, I should add in the question, consider the path is the semicircle of radius 10 meter. Now what is this? This is the extra addition in the question, because it is, they are saying it is a semicircle. So in, you know, in any circle you have radius, and semicircle means half circle. The word semi means half. So it means this distance, this is called radius, this is distance 10 meter. So you can clearly see, if you will find out the shortest distance, so this is one radius and this is another radius, right? That is nothing but diameter. So your diameter is going to be your shortest distance between point A and point B. So finding out displacement is very easy now. So displacement is 20 meter. But what about distance? So first I will write solution. In the solution I will write displacement. This is nothing but diameter, and diameter is nothing but 2 into r, that is 2 into 10, that is 20 meter. And what about distance? So for distance I will erase this, I will explain here. So you can see, you know, there is a formula. When you travel the complete circle of radius r, then the total length of the circle is known as 2 pi r. This is also known as circumference. Yes, you are right, absolutely right. So total 2 pi r is the total length. Now half of that is going to be like 2 pi r by 2, because we are traveling only half. So this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled, so pi r. Okay, so pi r. So you can write here, and distance is nothing but circumference of semicircle. So that is pi into r, and r is 10. So pi into 10, so 10 pi meter. Okay, 10 pi meter. So this is going to be, now pi value you should know. What is pi value? So you should remember the pi value in both the forms. Okay, I will change the page, I will explain what is pi here. Very good. So pi is 22 by 7, and if you divide 22 by 7, 3.414. Let me check division one more time. See, 22 by 7, 7 3 ja 21, we are getting 1. Then you go decimal, then you put 0, then you go one time, then you put like this, then you will be getting 3, then automatically 1 will come. So 3.14 is going to be your pi value. Okay, so now see, in mathematics there is something called pi value in this way, 22 by 7 or 3.4, and whenever we talk about angle, pi also represent the value of 180 degree. Pi also represent the value of 180 degree. So when we will be dealing with angles, there also sometimes you can see they will not write 180 degree, they will write pi. Sometimes they will not write 90 degree, they will write pi by 2. Like this kind of angles they will write. So whenever we are representing angles like this, then you can see here you have degree, here you have degree, but here you don't have degree, right? So this kind of representation of angle is known as radian. So when the answer is given in terms of pi by 2, pi by 3, pi by 6, like that, so we say angle is given in the radian. Okay, so this part is separate part and this part is separate part. So currently we are not dealing with angle, currently we are dealing with simple numbers. So pi value you will take this much. So because we got our circumference of semicircle as 10 pi, so 10 into 3.14. so because of this 0, this decimal will shift here, so you will be getting 31.4 meter. So this will be your, so you can see your distance is 31.4 meter. 30 meter, approx 30 meter, but this is just 20 meter and this is 31.4 meter. Okay, your distance is 31.4 meter and 20 meter. Yes. Okay, now we will see one more question. Suppose there is a person and the person is traveling on the circle but fully like this, like person is starting from A, following this path and then reaching to point B, and then again completing the path like this and again reaching to point A. It means person started from point A, then person went to point B, then again came to point A. Okay, so for complete cycle, or what kind of path it is? Circular path. So bracket, circular path of radius 10 meter. So for complete cycle, find out distance and displacement. So how can you find out distance and displacement for the complete path? Now you see, because radius is given as 10, okay, so your distance is nothing but the original path. Okay, so original path is nothing but the circumference. So your solution, how will you write? Interesting part. Displacement is interesting part. First you finish distance. Actually your answer is wrong for displacement, but let's do distance first. So distance is nothing but complete circumference, right? Complete, or you can say total, same, right? Total circumference. So circumference spelling you should understand one more time. Circumference. Okay, CIRCUMFERENCE. So circumference. So total circumference is nothing but 2 pi r. 2 is 2, pi is 3.14 and r is 10. So you can see when you multiply this two, just double this answer. It means what? 6.28 and multiply with 10. So decimal will shift here. So it will be 62.8 meter. So we got our distance as 62.8 meter. That is absolutely correct answer. But see, when you are talking about displacement, so you started from point A and you finished at point A. So it means the shorter distance is 0. Are you getting? Yes, so answer is 0. You started from here, you went somewhere, but again you came to the same point. So your initial and final point is same. So because initial and final point is same, so the shorter distance is 0. Okay, so displacement is 0. So you got one here, right? Displacement is 0 when 0 meter. Whenever you are reaching to the same point, your displacement will be 0, but distance will not be 0. Okay. So here you understand one more point. Your distance can never be 0 or negative, but displacement can be 0 and negative also. Now how it is possible that it can be 0? We saw the example, but how it is possible it can be negative? Yes, it is possible. That kind of example we will see later. Right now we will solve some more questions based on distance and displacement. Okay, another question. So before going to this question, we should understand what is Pythagoras theorem. Before going to this question, I will teach you first. There is something called Pythagoras theorem. So first we'll understand what is the theorem. So actually this theorem is applied for right angle triangle only. Only for right angle triangle. Applicable only for right angle triangle. Right angled triangle. Now first I will draw one right angle triangle. Actually, whenever you will study Pythagoras theorem, whenever someone will teach you Pythagoras theorem, they will teach you like this. Suppose this length is x, this length is y, and this length is z. So some people will teach you that Pythagoras theorem is x square plus y square is equal to z square. Some people will teach you that this z value you can find out as z square is equal to x square plus y square, and then you can find out square root of both sides, so it will be under root x square plus y square. But see, both are correct. This is also correct, this is also correct, but physical feel is different. Physical feel is different. What is the meaning of physical feel? I will explain. Physical feel is, Pythagoras theorem is, on this x side you make the square of the same length. You make the square of same length. It means what? All the lengths are going to be x, 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 x. Then on the y side you make the square of same length. Means all the sides, because we are making a square, right? So all the sides should be same. Then on the z side you make the square of same length. Then Pythagoras theorem says you find out area of this square. So whenever you are finding out area of a square, it is going to be x square. I mean, we multiply, right, both the sides. Okay, so it is going to be x square. Then you find out area of this square. So that is going to be y square. So that is going to be y square. So Pythagoras was a mathematician. He said, when you will add x square with y square, you will be getting area of this square, that is nothing but z square. That was the idea. So he gave the answer geometrically. Geometrically means based on area and side and something. But finally we are using this to find out extra side of the right angle triangle. Any two sides will be given. Now see, the same equation you can write in three formats. So this is our main look. Main equation looks like this, but you can shuffle the equation. Like for example, suppose if this is 3, this is 4, you can find out this. How? Suppose this is your x value, this is your y value, you can find out your z value. How? X square plus y square is equal to z square. And always remember, only hypotenuse is z square. Okay, you cannot write this equation as x square plus z square is equal to y square. No, only the hypotenuse you will write this side. So after writing your main equation, this equation you can shuffle, and this equation you can write like this. You can rearrange the equation like x square plus y square is equal to z square. This is your main equation. Now this equation you can shuffle. I mean this part you can write this side, means x square is equal to z square minus y square, or another way is x square plus y square is equal to z square. This x square you can write this side. It means y square is equal to z square minus x square. So only three possible formats are. One is this format, which is main format, and after that this is your another format, and this is your another format. Okay, so it depends which two sides are given. Based on that we will choose our format to find out the third side. Okay, and always remember, when you are adding them, when you are adding both the sides, these both sides must be perpendicular to each other, then only you will be getting hypotenuse. Okay, and always remember, when you are finding out the third side, after finding out the third side, you must take a square root. Mostly students will forget to take square root. I mean to say that, I will just change the page. Suppose I am giving you some random length. Suppose I am giving you just, okay, take the same idea, 3 and 4, and I am asking what is this length. So quickly you will apply like this. Suppose this unknown length, anything, suppose this unknown length is L, and you want to find out L. So L square is equal to 3 square plus 4 square. No doubt in this. So 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. When you will add them, it will be 25. Okay, and after that a student will leave here, and here only they will do mistake, because you are not finding L square. You have to find out L, I mean the real length. If you are leaving question here, it means you are finding out the area of the square, but we don't have to find the area of the square, we have to find out the length. So in that case you have to take the square root. So don't forget to take square root. So you got L square value as 25, you got L square as 25, then take a square root. So square root of both side, then here you will lose the square, and here you will get the root. So under root 25 is nothing but 5. Okay, actually this 5, when I said 5, actually it is wrong. Whenever you are taking under root of any number, it will be positive and negative both 5, like plus 5 and minus 5, but length can never be negative. So that's why we choose only plus 5. That's why suddenly when you are applying Pythagoras theorem, you should drop the negative value, you should only take the positive value. That's why I took here only 5. What I mean to say that mathematically, whenever suppose 4 is written and you are going to find out root of 4, so this will give you plus 2 as answer and minus 2 also as another answer. So that's why we club them together and we say plus minus 2. But suppose this under root 4 is representing any scalar quantity like distance, time or something else. In that case you take only positive values, because scalar values are never negative. Scalar values are always positive. So this is a side of the length. Side can never be negative. Like for example, you are going to shop. You remember actually there is shop, they sell cloths, and you can purchase their long cloths for different purpose. Like for example, girls are using stalls, right? They wear stalls. So that length of the stall will be 1 meter, just for example. So you will go to the shop and you will say, okay, I need a stall of 1 meter length. You will not say I need a stall of minus 1 meter length. Length is never negative. So length cannot be negative. Yes. So in same way, like for example, in our daily life we say we have 1 hour class, but we don't say we have minus 1 hour class. So minus is not defined for time, minus is not defined for length. So actually slowly you will come to know what are the quantities not defined for negative. But mathematics will give you positive answer also and sometimes negative answer also. So according to our smartness, we will drop the negative answer and we will say this quantity cannot be negative, so we choose only positive answer, right? So slowly you will learn this trick. Okay, so let's have one question based on distance and displacement. A person is starting from here, going here, then going here. So if I am giving you this as some 6 meter and this as some 3 meter, this is my point A, this is my point B, this is my point C. So what will be the distance and displacement covered by the person? Can you try this? Try. Give me the answer. Very good. So distance is going to be total length. So total length means original length, that is nothing but length of AB plus length of BC. So length of AB is nothing but 6 meter and length of BC is nothing but 3 meter. So total is 9 meter. This is absolutely correct. Okay, so distance is nothing but total length. Total length is nothing but length here and length here. So AB and BC, it means the original path, length of the original path. So that is going to be 6 meter and 3 meter, that is 9 meter, right? So distance is correct, your answer is correct, but how will you find out displacement? So any idea to find out displacement? Very good. So by applying Pythagoras theorem we can find out displacement. So you have displacement is going to be nothing but we can use the Pythagoras theorem, right? So you connect like this. So it means you are going to find out this. So imagine so this length is nothing but under root 6 square plus 3 square. This is what we have learnt, how to find out Pythagoras theorem, correct? So directly you can find out under root. So under root 6 square plus 3 square. How under root 6 square plus 3 square? You see, I am writing directly, but actually if you want to write procedure wise, then you consider like this: x square plus y square is equal to z square. X value is given as 6. I will explain. Yeah, I will explain. So z square. So if you'll add this, so I will just erase this part. Yes. So you can see 6 square is nothing but 36 and this 3 square is nothing but 9. So if you add them, you will be getting 45. So you got z square as 45. Now take the square root. So z is equal to under root 45. Now how to find out square root? For that I will tell you the trick, best trick to find out square root. See, there are two ways to find out square root. So you have to practice. First I will tell you the simple way, like to get the approx answer. Suppose you have 45, just approximate answer, then I will teach you to find out perfect answer. See, you have number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. When you square 1, you get 1, square 2 4, square 3 9, square 4 16, square 5 25, square 3 36, and square 7 49, and square 8 64. You understand where this 45 is lying? 45 is lying somewhere here. Yeah, between 36 and 49 your answer is lying at 45. And you can see this 45 is near to 49. It means your square root will lie near to 7, right? Near to 7, but less than 7. So it can be like 6.6, or it can be 6.7, or it can be 6.8, or it can be 6.9, like this. It can never be 7, because 7 means exact 49. It can never be 6, because 6 means exact 36. So somewhere between you will be having your answer. Did you get this idea? Okay, so this is one way to look at the root. Now we have another way. So that way I will teach you in maths class, because today we are doing physics class. So you just leave this answer as under root 45 meter. Okay, but roughly answer, as I told you to check rough answer, either your answer will be 6.6 or 6.7 or 6.8 or 6.9. Any one, this kind of answer is going to be your answer. Okay. Okay. So in this diagram, this value is going to be your under root 45 meter, and you can see total length we are getting is 9 meter, but of course displacement is less than 9, right? Now I will give you one complicated question. Let's see if you are able to solve. Now question is, a person goes 1 meter, then it travels on a circle of radius 1 meter, then it goes like this again 1 meter. So you can consider it, person is starting from A, going to B, then following this curve line. This is circular line, so you can say circular path, and then it is reaching to C, and then it is reaching to D. So like this person is moving. So find out distance and displacement. Try. Okay, so you are getting displacement 4 meter, distance 4 meter you are getting. Okay, displacement you are getting 4 meter, and distance 8.28 meter. Okay, let's check. I will erase this part. So see, original path is your 1 meter, this part here, so you go with 1 plus. You have to find out the semicircular length, I mean half of the circumference, that is pi r. So pi into 1, pi r is 1, right? So pi into 1, radius is 1, then plus this part. So this part is going to be your 1. So total answer is this 1 plus pi into 1 will give you pi, and pi value is nothing but 3.14, then plus 1. So you got total 5.14. So 5.14 is going to be your distance. But what about displacement? Displacement means you have to connect this point to this point directly like this. Okay, so actually this angle is 90 degree. This I should mention in the question in the beginning itself. This angle is 90 degree. So now you know, here you have extra calculation. What is the calculation? How to find out the length of the BC. Okay, so length of the BC is nothing but radius, one radius here 1 meter, one radius here 1 meter, correct? So length of the BC is 2 meter. It means what? Now I am drawing that part separately. I am drawing A to B as 1 meter, then B to C as 2 meter. So this is A, this is B, this is C, and C to D as 1 meter. See, in real life we don't have any distance here, but to find out the length of AD, I can imagine a right angle triangle. Then only I can find out this distance. Okay, very good, absolutely correct. So we can go inside like this and find out root. So this 1 and this 3, this 2 is going to be 3, so 3 square, and plus this is going to be 1 square. So you got under root 9 plus 1. So this you got as under root 10. So under root 10 became your final answer. And then again in maths class I will teach you how to find out root of 10. But of course you can judge this answer will lie 3 point something. Under root 10 will be 3 point something. How? And 4 square is 16. See, 3 square is 9 and 4 square is 16. Yes. So your answer is just 10, right? So 10 is near to 9. So your answer will be near to 3 point something. Yeah. Okay. Now you take one more question. This is your point A, this is your point B, C, D, E. This is 1 meter, this is 1 meter, and this gap is of 1 meter, and this radius is 1 meter. Okay. So person is traveling, this BC is 1 meter and this gap is also 1 meter. This is also 1 meter. This is also, everything is 1 meter. Now person is starting from A and it is traveling like this: A to B, B to C, then C to D, then traveling on semi-circular path. It is circular path, so it is making semicircle and reaching to A, reaching to E. Okay, find out the distance and displacement. Try. No, C and D we don't know. CD we don't know. CD we don't know. But gap between B and D we know. And here it is 90 degree. Okay, yeah. Displacement you are getting as 5 meter. Okay, and what distance? Say again. Okay, displacement you are getting as 4 meter. Three 0.14 under root 2. Okay, plus under root 2. Okay, plus under root 2. So let me verify this answer. So if you are going to find out distance, so first of all you have to find out this path, because that is the original path. So here you are getting a right angle triangle. Okay, because this is also 90 degree. So this part is 1, this part is 1, right? So it is going to be under root 1 square plus 1 square, so that is under root 2. So you got under root 2. So now just and this path also you have to find out. So that is nothing but pi r. Okay, so pi we know 3.14 and your r is just 1, so this pi r will give you pi into 1, it means 3.14. now you imagine, let's add everything. So 1 here and 1 here, so we got 1 plus 1, and then root 2 here plus root 2, and we got 3.14 here. So your total answer is going to be 1 and 1 2, yeah, 5.14 plus root 2. So this is going to be your answer. And root 2 value also you remember root 2 value? Actually see, root 2, root 3 and root 5 and pi, these 4 values are standard values. You should always remember these 4 values. Okay, anyway, in this question not required, I will teach you this in mathematics. So whatever is the value of root 2 with you add with this 5, that is going to be your final answer for distance. But what about displacement? Displacement is direct. From point A you go 1 meter, then you go 1 meter, then you go 1 meter here and 1 meter here, so total 4. So this is absolutely correct. Okay, now I will give you some homework, and now see where you are doing mistake. In homework you don't do that mistake. Okay, now take the homework.